today we're going off to Saxilby.
Hopefully.
So we can catch the train from Saxilby. So we'll both decide to go back. Of course, Steve's going to Gainsborough and I'm going to Retford on Thursday. We've been moored at Torksey since we came over to the Trent for a couple or 3 days, just over 3 days, and it's not brilliant mooring. I must admit, it's not sort of the visitors' mooring. There's no facilities or anything unless you walk back up to the lock.
Isn't it?
It's quiet.
It's quiet enough.
It's just not very.
It's low level. You're not climbing up.
But it's not user friendly to get back onto the top, is it? So we're now on the Fossdyke, and we'll see where we go.
That's it.
So you can see here on the right hand side is where we were moored, and it's where the visitors' moorings are, because all the others are private moorings, and on the left that's also private moorings. And the only downside really, where the visitors' moorings are, there's no water. You have to go back near to where the lock is, and most of the time we've been there, that's when boats were moored there, so you couldn't get any water there. Hey ho, we'll get some when we got to Saxilby. As you can see, Mexi took her position up on the seat and watched everything that went by. So one thing we did notice on the Fossdyke is that every now and again there were some stones or rocks, I suppose, put on either side, and this is for the wildlife to get out. So if they, especially I suppose the deers, or if they fell in, so they could clamber out. I'm not too sure how they can read the signs and notice the signs, but they were there, which is really helpful, because it's horrible when you see a dead animal in the waterways. Been told was the Fossdyke's the oldest canal, and it was built by the Romans, and it goes all the way up to Lincoln, and then the River Witham takes on after that down to Boston. It is extremely straight, and it's quite a boring bit of waterways really, because you can't see very much. You've got banks either side, and eventually it runs down past on the A57 all the way into Saxilby. So just up here on the left hand side there's now private moorings, and it goes quite a long way down into just before Saxilby, and it looks like there's places for caravans as well, and the road you go through into Saxilby to get down to these weren't here probably 10-15 years ago, but they look quite a popular spot now. So just under the bridge we decided to go, because obviously we needed to fill up with water, and looking at the Nicholson guide it was under here, under the pipe bridge and walkway on the left hand side. You've got moorings to the right. It was very, very busy, and it was nice and shaded on this side, and we just kept our fingers crossed that we could find somewhere to moor when we got to the other side. And luckily Fran and Rich, they were just leaving, so we managed to stoop across and got moored up on the right hand side for a nice little mooring. we got all moored up, which was fantastic. And Saxilby is a really good little place to stop over. You've got a good co-op, you've got another convenience store, there's a lovely little cafe, there's a DIY place as well, so if you need anything for the boat, and there's a couple of pubs and bus stops and railway station. So it's got everything, this little place. And I think it's once a month they have a market as well at the pub that's near the train station. The thing was, they had lovely ice cream next to the pub, and they do the doggy ice cream, and it was sweet potato and cheese, and Mexi absolutely loved it. So we're just going to shoot off to Retford for the day.
See the parents, haven't we?
Yep, and it's going to be really, really hot today, so it was an ideal time for us to fly over there on the train.
Have some nice tea with your mother.
Yeah.
And your boy.
Yep, get spoiled. So we've moored up at Saxilby and we've walked down to the train station because it goes straight through to Retford, which is handy. So we're going to go and see our parents. Max is in the cool. It's a lovely station.
And they're like private houses.
I say they've converted, haven't they, now, into private houses, which we think will be a bit noisy, unless you're a train spotter. So we made it onto the train, and Steve got off at Gainsborough because he was meeting his friends. Mexi and I stayed on until we got to Retford, and we went down to my parents. And because it was so hot, we got some water out for the dogs, and they thoroughly enjoyed messing about, as you can see here. They were mad. And we had a meal with my parents, and Steve also helped my father cut down a big tree in the garden later on when he came back. As you can see, an awful lot of mess, but we got it all cleared up for them. So thank you ever so much for watching. If you haven't done so, please do subscribe, and we'll see you soon.
Hi, Mexi the boat dog here. I just want to say a big thank you from all the crew on Never Too Late for everybody that subscribes and keeps watching our vlogs. Don't forget you can comment too. Thanks ever so much. Bye.